In a major development for central government employees and pensioners, expectations are rising for a bigger Dearness Allowance hike in the second half of 2025. After a disappointing 2% increase in the first cycle of 2025, many are now hoping for a larger raise when the July-December revision is announced. The Dearness Allowance or DA is a cost of living adjustment that is provided to government employees and pensioners. This allowance is essential, especially in times of inflation, as it helps them offset the rising costs of living. DA is typically revised twice a year, once for the January to June cycle and again for the July to December cycle. In the last DA hike, which took effect in January 2025, employees saw only a 2% increase, the smallest in nearly 8 years. The 2% hike has led to frustration among the country's 1.2 crore central government employees and pensioners, who are now eagerly awaiting the upcoming review for the second half of the year. Now let's take a closer look at the figures that could determine the next DA hike. How much could it rise by and what are the current trends? The primary factor in calculating the DA hike is the All India Consumer Price Index for industrial workers or CPIW. This is a key indicator that measures inflation and it is used to determine how much DA should be adjusted. The CPIW data is published by the Ministry of Labour every month, and this data is crucial for calculating the average inflation rate over the past 12 months. In March 2025, the CPIW increased slightly by 0.2 points to 143.0, which was a positive sign after a period of continuous decline. While this increase might seem small, it raised hopes that the DA hike could be larger in the second half of the year. The year-on-year inflation rate in March was recorded at 2.95%, which is slightly higher than February's figures. But what is particularly notable is that food inflation has remained relatively under control. This has allowed the overall CPIW index to stabilize after months of fluctuation. So what can we expect for the July DA hike? Based on the CPIW figures from January to March 2025, it's estimated that the DA could rise to around 57% by July. But the final increase depends on the CPIW figures for the next 3 months, April, May and June 2025. If the CPIW trend continues to show slight increases, the DA could even reach 58%. Typically, the government rounds up the percentage to the nearest whole number, so if the average CPIW for the 12 months surpasses 57.5%, a 58% DA increase could be on the cards. If it stays slightly lower, the DA could remain at 57%. Either way, employees are likely to see a 2 to 3% increase by July. Let's break down how exactly this calculation works. According to the 7th Pay Commission, the DA is calculated by using this formula. DA percent is equal to CPIW average of last 12 months minus 261.42 divided by 261.42 into 100. This formula takes the average CPIW of the last 12 months and compares it to the base value of 261.42. This allows the government to determine how much the DA should increase based on inflation trends. In the most recent adjustment, DA was raised to 55%, effective from January 2025. We are looking at the CPIW data from March 2025 onward to see if the upward trend continues. But the final numbers won't be clear until later in the year. The CPIW data for April, May and June will be key in determining the final DA increase. The June 2025 data will be released in late July or early August, and that's when the government will announce the DA for the second half of 2025. So for now, all eyes are on the CPIW numbers for the coming months. While the increase so far has been modest, the trend in CPIW data shows some positive signs. If inflation stays in check and the economy continues to stabilize, central government employees and pensioners could see a more substantial DA hike of 2 to 3% by July. This is an important update as the last scheduled DA hike under the 7th Pay Commission will be in July 2025. After that, the 8th Pay Commission will take over, which could bring about changes in how DA is calculated in the future. But for now, employees are hoping for some relief in the form of a larger DA increase. As the months go by, we will continue to track the CPIW data and bring you the latest updates on how much the DA will rise in July. That's all for now on the expected DA hike. We'll keep you updated as more data becomes available.